Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the world's most dangerous podcast, Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. I'm your host, Stevie Ray, and we call it Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. Now, the last couple of weeks, we've been having some technical difficulties with the system, but guess what? I got it all fixed, and now it is on like a steaming pot of neck bones. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I even got the Facebook game riding along with us tonight. I put the Facebook game back in the system. Yes. So now, since I got the Facebook game back in the system, I guess I'm going to have to put the Instagram game back in the system. What's up, Lazy Bum? What's up, Kron? I got it all fixed, man. I got all the speakers fixed. I got the system fixed. I called StreamYards and I said, man, if y'all don't get my stuff fixed, I will slapjack the hell out of you. Boy, you should have seen how fast they got it going. Because I wasn't kidding, man. What's up, Keenan? I wasn't kidding, man. They messing up my style, man. I can't have it. Suckers got to know, man. Don't be messing with your boy like that, Lazy Bum. What they talking about, man? But hey, I get things done, bro. But like I said, Keenan Dion Bell, what's up? Like I said, man, I've been having problems for the last couple of weeks, but it's on and popping now. It's on and popping. So we're going to get down to business here. And as you guys, what's up, real cool? As you guys know, I'm going a little earlier nowadays because of Monday Night Football. And Keenan just said, how about them Bengals? Man, that was a hell of a game, bro. But I'm going to tell you, man, the Bengals came in there and did the right thing. You know, we had a lot of football yesterday, man, but I was watching that 49er game. I don't know why that wasn't a national televised game. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all, bro. That should have been a national televised game, and it should have been a late game. The whole nation should see those kind of competitors go at it, but, you know, it wasn't. DTA, what you talking about? No, man, it was, you know, it just happens sometime, man. It was one of those situations. DTA was just saying StreamYards is a fruit booty. It wasn't that, man. I mean, you know, it was just a little glitch here and there, you know, but sometimes the system, sometimes it does that, man, you know. And they thought they had fixed it, so they had me email them a lot of different things attached to my system. And I emailed them, and boom, man, they fixed it just like that. Hey, Queen, what's going on? Queen and those Baltimore Ravens are moving right along. I like that. But Keenan, that should have been a national televised game. Why it wasn't, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you, I watched the whole game, and, man, I'm going to tell you, the Cincinnati Bengals did something. They did the same thing the Minnesota Vikings did. They jumped up on them early and made them play catch-up. And when Brock Purdy is put in a position where he has to think a little bit more, boy, he started throwing the interceptions, man. It was funny how he can be so perfect, 5 passes in a row, and then he'd throw that one pass that they were sitting there waiting on him. That's just experience, man. As good as he is, he's still not the most experienced guy in the world, especially when he's in those situations. What do you think about that, Keenan? He was in that situation where you got to play catch-up, and now you're forcing, and now you're pressing. That's what happens. Minnesota Vikings did the same thing to him last week, rather. Kirk Cousins say, I'm going to get out on you, see if you can catch up with me. See, it takes time to become that come from behind type guy. It takes a little time. You know, you can have all the other stuff down, but when you behind the 8 ball, it takes a different kind of guy. Yep, Browns did the same thing, man. So he gonna be all right though, bro. He gonna be all right. He gonna learn from that, and he got the right kind of coach to get him right. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But he's a young guy, and young guys got to learn. I don't give a damn how good you are. You remember Big Ben? Remember the season he had? Same thing happened to him when he was up on everybody, especially by big points. Remember he got in the AFC Championship game against the Patriots, and they got up on him? What happened? Throwing interceptions. He was trying. He had to learn. Then years later, Big Ben was one of the best comeback guys in the league. So it takes time, brother. I know we live in this world where we want everything instantaneously, like coffee. When I was a kid, it wasn't no such thing as instant coffee. You know, once I became like I don't know, 11, 12 years old, people was buying instant coffee. Just scoop it in, put it in the cup, put hot water in it, and what? Stir it up, whoop, drink it. Man, that ain't no coffee. Coffee is when I was a kid. You get up in the morning and you smell coffee in the house because your mother is fixing your father some coffee because he got to go grind. But that's what everybody want now. Keenan was just asking me, Booker came down and fit New South Wrestling. When are you coming? I don't even know what that is, brother. With all due respect, I don't even know what it is. I don't even keep up with wrestling organizations and stuff like that anymore. I really don't. But, you know, I appreciate the invite. Kirk Cousins, oh, man, did you see that, man? Quan, did you see that? Quan just said Kirk Cousins is done. Man, as soon as it happened, brother, and they started saying it was his ankle, we've seen people roll their ankles on 350-pound men, wrap it up, and still get back in the game hobbling. You seen what happened to him? You go, by him getting on the court with something like that, I thought it was just like Aaron Rodgers or some of these other guys. I said, Kirk's hurt. I was just hoping it's not his Achilles. I swear to God I said that. And come to find out it was his Achilles. Hey, let's pray for Kirk, man, because he's been balling this year, bro. He's been balling. He's been balling since he's been in the league, man. He just never been on that complete team with the complete everything, man. He just hasn't, man. But hey, solid. That's all you can ask for, man. That's a solid guy. Give me a solid guy any day. And think about this, Cron. This is the first time we ever seen Kirk Cousins hurt. It's the first time. And Queen just said, we did good yesterday. I love my Cardinals. You love the Cardinals too? Man, I ain't cared about the Cardinals since Jim Hart played for them. But when it comes to the home team, I'm going for what you doing caring about the Cardinals? Nobody cares about them. Let them stay in the desert by themselves. Out there with cactuses and stuff, man. Let them stay out there. Who cares? I take that back. I shouldn't be so hard on them, man. I shouldn't be so hard on them. I take that back. Slightly. Yeah, ankle injuries made me cringe. Yeah. Update on my book? No updates. Hey, look, not really. I'm going through, putting together a real synopsis right now. And I'm doing a lot of research on different things as to what I'm talking about so I can convince the publishing company exactly what's what. Because this book like this ain't never been done before, not from a professional wrestler. So I'm kind of entrenched in a lot of stuff because what's in my mind is hard to, you can give a verbal synopsis, but a written one is much better. And it's taking a little time. Other than that, everything's go. Everything's go, bro. Did the Cardinals move back to St. Louis or Phoenix? They in Phoenix. Cron, they in Phoenix, man. In the desert. And they paying a quarterback a couple of $100 million to sit on the sideline. Eating popcorn. Snickers bars. All that kind of good stuff. Cursing the coaches out. That's what he does. Nothing gets by me. That's what he does. you know. What's up, CJ? Well, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, you know, every Monday we will be getting, you know, we'll be going on earlier at 6 o'clock now. And also, Jimmy will still be coming on when he has time because Jimmy has different businesses going on. But tonight, Jimmy is here. I didn't let you guys know, but Jimmy is here tonight. And thirdly, the Facebook game is back in. I put them back in because I've been getting a lot of great questions from guys on Facebook. Now the next thing is to do is get Instagram. So I want to go live on Facebook. I want to go live on YouTube. I want to go live on Twitch. And I want to go live on Instagram all at the same time. So that's what I'm working on now. I appreciate that, Daniel. When it comes out, man, I'm gonna let everybody know. Don't sweat it. Your boy got it. You know, I've been working last week with mayoral campaign for former Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. That's been taking up all my time last week. This week, hopefully not so much. But Daniel said you froze. Am I still frozen? I'm not froze on my end. Real Cool say, no, I'm not. Okay. Daniel, what are you watching on? He's watching on YouTube. But my Punisher says I'm not. Real Cool's on Twitch. I don't know. I might be frozen on one and not on the other. So either go to Facebook. Well, Punisher says I'm not frozen. Might be on your end, brother. Because usually when I freeze, everybody say I freeze. But Daniel, I don't know. It might be on your end because my boy, nobody else is saying that. I'm sorry about that. You got it. Oh, wait a minute. Daniel Keenan just said something. I got to know what was your personal experience with Ahmed Johnson, aka Big Pen. Personal experience as far as what? I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, Keenan. I really don't have time to dedicate my show to talking about Ahmed Johnson. I got 50,000 things to talk about. If you really understand what I'm saying, no disrespect. But I don't sit up on this show and talk about, you know, a lot of bullshit about fucking pro wrestling, bro. I mean, with all due respect, this is not a pro wrestling show where I talk about old bullshit from the pro wrestling days. You know what I'm saying? With all due respect, I mean, I hope maybe you're new to the show or whatever, but I tell things little here and there about as far as pro wrestling go. But it's 50,000 podcasts out there where people are talking about, you know, like a Buff Bagwell talked about, you know, when he was going to WWE and why he wanted this much money and Vince. I ain't got time to talk about that bullshit. If I was in WWE, I would never tell nobody what my personal situation was there. You know, it's private. You don't ever hear me talk about none of my personal shit. It was business. But if that was the kind of show you're looking for, this ain't it, dog. I ain't got time to spend 10 seconds on that kind of bullshit, let alone 10 minutes, with all due respect. So, no, we talk about pro wrestling here and there, but not like that. When somebody asks me a question like, oh, what happened with you, experience with this person, that person, whatever, man, who gives a fuck? That was yesterday. I don't. But anyway, guys, Mr. Tibbs, y'all forgot about him. Mr. Tibbs been doing his thing, man. Y'all forgot about him. What's up, Tim? My main man. I've been watching you, Tim, getting that work in. My main man, Tim, out there in California, man, getting that work in, brother. You make me proud every time I look. Every time I see my boy Tim on the videos working hard, you guess what, baby? I go to the gym and work hard because he inspires me. That's hard to do. That's hard to do. But hey, my boy Tim, appreciate it, Tim. Have you seen Mr. Tibbs in a while? I seen him. I ran across him. But I got him on the show tonight, man. So let's bring him in right now. There he is. They call him Mr. Tibbs.
Mr. Stevie Ray, can you hear me?
I hear you fine, brother.
Okay, great. No, let me apologize because I just upgraded to another computer.
Okay.
And I don't know how the damn thing works. So apparently this microphone that I purchased last year,
okay,
it's not even hooked up properly. So that's why I still sound like I'm in a fucking echo zone.
What do you mean it's not hooked up? Now, see, on my system, on my system that I'm on right now, all the noise cancellation and all that, I can go to all of that on my end. I don't know about yours. Let me see if I can go to it on your end. I'll check it right now.
Okay. Well, no,
because I do have stuff. I do have audio stuff from my guests also. Let me check it out right now and see what it says. Reduce background noise, but I think that's on my end.
Right.
Adjust mic volume. I think that's on my end also. Let me go to guests and see what it says. Okay. Guests can stream their own destination. That's a new feature. Guests can see viewers' comments and post. I got you on that. Play sound when guest enters. I don't need to play no sound. Jimmy comes in like a bang. Okay. Guests must authenticate. I think I better put that one up for Jimmy, y'all. Because it might not even be right, Jimmy. So I might put that one on for you.
Yeah, AI. It's AI. There you go. Anyway, listen.
But no, Jimmy. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna find someone. I gotta find a computer guy. And apparently, when I got the computer from Best Buy, they came out, but those people kind of have the personality of a fucking mushroom. And the guy, he hooked it up. He was professional and all, but they're not going to show you anything. And I got to get to my next appointment. Okay, so
now where's your microphone exactly?
Well, it's here. I mean, physically, it's right here. But in other words, it's supposed to be like I'm in a studio when I'm speaking to you. But
now, does your microphone see like my microphone right here? You can see these two adjustment knobs right here. You can't see them right now because I don't have. I got two adjustment knobs here, and I got one adjustment knob on the other side. So I can adjust my volume and stuff like that. I remember when I first set this system up, I had my daughter on one end, and we went through all the adjustments.
Yeah.
And just to get it, and I left it like that. So that might be what you need to do. Get with somebody and adjust everything.
Well, yeah, see? This is what's left over after he hooked it up. So I've got to get this hooked up into a USB. Anyway,
right.
I'm gonna make some phone calls.
Now, Kron said your microphone is loud.
See, let me turn it down.
No, he said it's loud for him. That don't mean it's bothering him. He ain't the one you got to worry about. I'm the one you got to worry about.
Right.
Who cares what Kron? Who cares what's going in his ears? Okay. He ain't hosting the show. I'm hosting the show.
But yeah, man, I'm
so they can turn their stuff down.
Yeah, I'm looking at myself on camera right now. I guess it's true that the camera adds 10 pounds, but I haven't worked since that accident, so I've gained a bunch of weight, man. I gotta get back in shape. I gotta get back in shape, Stevie. Shit, man. Oh my goodness. Oh man. No, how you been, man? How you been?
Now, CJ just said he can't hear him. He must be listening on my phone instead of going to my Facebook. I'm on Facebook right now through the system, so they can see both of us. No, I'm just saying CJ just said that. He might be just watching on the phone and not through the system.
Now here's a quick observation, Stevie. Make it of what you may. My picture that I'm looking at right now, I am clear as a bell. That's what I always wanted.
Yeah. You're clear right now.
I'm crystal clear. You're grainy. You're grainy.
I'm grainy?
What I'm looking at.
Yeah, but see, like I said, I might be grainy on your end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if anything is wrong to the fans, they're gonna say something.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, with my previous computer, see, I look crystal clear right now. That's how you used to look. And I would look kind of grainy looking.
Might be your camera.
Yeah, but this is a 2023 computer. It's the latest, greatest. bells and whistles
Yeah.
and blah blah blah, man. But
Yeah,
I
CJ,
just
you're gonna have, go to Facebook on the system and look at me instead of on my phone. But
yeah.
anyway, Jimmy,
How you been, brother?
been having some good conversations, man. You know, people been hitting me up about a lot of things, want my opinion on different things, Jimmy. And brother, what is the world coming to, man? You
I
know, I've
told you.
talked. I had to give my opinions about the Jada Pinkett Smith stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had some good conversation about that. Some good conversation, Jimmy. You know, good laughter. Because as far as I'm concerned, that is comedy royalty. Comedians like yourself is gonna have a good time with that.
It writes itself.
But this week, Dwight Howard, man.
Yeah.
The Dwight Howard situation, man. This is. I was telling somebody the other day, and I'll see if you agree with me. Somebody was saying, I wonder why Dwight Howard is not back in the NBA. And I was telling them, the NBA doesn't play. Everything that you guys hear is coming out about Dwight Howard, they already knew about, and they don't want nobody messing up their brand. They got people like Dick Tracy working for them. They spare no amount of money to find out anything about a Jimmy Tibbs before you mess this brand up. You know, that's what they do, bro. You know, you can look at, people can ask the question right now. A certain football players that can still play, certain basketball players can still play, and you go, why they not in the league? They can still play for somebody. Not for this brand. So that's what I was telling people about Dwight Howard. I said, this situation about a guy, you know, suing this guy in court over alleged sexual assault. That's the only way I can put it. Sexual assault. Who needs that kind of heat, baby? Who needs that heat? At the end of the day, the NBA don't need that heat. And Dwight Howard, you know, these rumors have been around. You know, I know, you know me. I've had NBA players on the show, and these rumors in the NBA world, they're not rumors in the NBA world. Rumors to us. So I'm gonna just put it out there, brother. Who cares? Me personally, I don't care what anybody does in their personal life. You know, be what you are. But man, a crime is a crime. Hopefully, allegedly, you know, hopefully this didn't go down. But if it did, hey man, the man committed a crime. And at the end of the day, wrong is wrong. That's the way I look at it. What about yourself?
Yeah, whatever you do in your bedroom is your business. And I always say, as long as it doesn't involve animals and kids, because neither can give permission, you know, hey, knock yourself out, you see. But yeah, if he's not playing, that's probably the reason. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. That's probably the reason he's not in the league. Who was the other guy that came out years ago? It was a black guy that.
Well, you know what? I mean, the NBA supports people coming out. Yeah. My point, that's not my point. The NBA supports people coming out. But nobody supports. See, this happened a few years ago. What, 2018, 19 or something like that? Yeah, this happened a few years ago. What I'm saying is, you know, the NBA get light of things that's going to happen way before we know it.
Yeah.
Alleged crime. No, you're not going to get signed no more, brother. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Because what I was just saying when somebody asked me that's really wasn't my particular, but somebody asked me about the Dwight Howard, not this situation. This was before it hit the fan last week. I was having a conversation with and I said, it's probably because, you know, his lifestyle. But I didn't know this had happened yet. This hadn't hit the charts yet because he was playing over in China or something like that. I'm like, of all countries? What about Puerto Rico? What about Argentina?
Yeah.
I'd rather be in this hemisphere than China. China do have a lot of money, though.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Queen just said something.
Okay.
His son's mother, Royce Reed, tried to tell us, but but nobody listens. You know, Queen, I remember that. I do remember that. But a lot of times people look at that as a woman scorned. And sometimes when women are scorned, you know some of the crazy stuff they do. You've seen the women go up and stab tires. You've seen women burn up cars, especially black women. You've seen that. They can get crazy.
Whoa.
So, I'm just saying, Queen, you know how you women can get.
Hey, wait a minute. Angela Bassett online too, Waiting to Exhale.
Yeah, that was a movie, but where they get it from, Jimmy? Come on, Jimmy. Where they get it from? Well, you got to do your research for the movie, right?
You know, man, you can't burn trash in the city limits.
Give me a ticket, Jimmy.
I'm not burning trash. Or whatever. It was funny. Smoking that cigarette.
Give me a ticket. You can't take me to jail.
But look. I know you inside the sports world and all that kind of stuff. But as a guy on the outside, I think I'm kind of the average guy. Like in wrestling, the world champion is a guy that all the men want to be like, and all the women want to be with.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that's how it used to be. I don't know if it's currently in that realm, but yeah, that's how it used to be.
Generally speaking, if you ever watched, and you gotta watch it because I hate basketball, but this damn winning time with the Lakers, it's fucking unbelievable, man.
Oh, you talking about the TV show on HBO?
Yeah. Oh, it's so damn good. It's so damn good, you know.
Russo loves it too.
Oh, it's awesome. You gotta watch it. You couldn't pay
I've watched a couple of episodes, but I'm so far behind. So it is what it is.
Do you have HBO on demand? You can watch it anytime. You can watch all of them back to back.
Okay, I got you.
You know, and Magic Johnson, he's a young kid, and he's knocking them up. And he's got the little black attorney talking to him about, this is what you're gonna do, and blah blah blah.
Right.
You don't even have to see the child. He's like, I ain't gonna see the bed. That seems kind of cold blooded. Anyway, a couple episodes later, he's fucking the black attorney. Okay. And she gets out of bed and she puts her wedding ring on. As long as you're through with your wedding ring off, it's okay.
Well, Jimmy, I kind of got a problem with that also.
Yeah. She put the ring on after they, But my point is that none of that shit is right. But it's like an average guy would love to be in that position. You're a superstar athlete. You're fucking good looking women, and I someone that's.
Hey, wait a minute, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Dale Richardson just said something. Okay. As I'm from the UK, I don't really know what you guys are on about. He said, who is Dwight Howard? Dwight Howard is an NBA basketball player, Dale. And he's kind of going through some trials and tribulations right now in the public. So we're just having a little banter about him. Apparently people have been saying the guy is bisexual for quite some time. And now a male gay guy has come out and said Dwight Howard sexually assaulted him with one of his friends together. So that's what we're talking about. Anyway, go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, but
just giving him a 411 on what we're talking
but
about.
it just as a guy, it's like, who would want to be in that position? And if someone comes out gay, not that you're still not gonna support the team or support the person, or whatever.
Right.
To me, it just takes that oomph away from it because let's face it, we're living vicariously through these people.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be nowhere close to Tom Brady, but I'm living through him. You know what I'm saying? So
right. So what's up, Ernest?
So
yeah, go ahead.
If it turns out the guy, likes guys and that's his business, but it just takes it just takes a little bit of it out of it. Yes, you still support him. And you still support him. Still a great
athlete. Like this, brother. I remember when I first got out of high school, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I was working at Texaco, the travel cart.
Yeah.
And one of the guys I worked with was a white guy, and he was gay. But you got to realize something. That was the first time I had actually worked with someone gay. But it wasn't the first time I had ever been around, because you got to realize I came up working in clubs.
Right.
So that's a common thing, you know what I'm saying, in the club business.
Right.
Gay guys dressed like women, things of that nature. So I was pretty used to this stuff years ago. I'm talking about years ago when people are still tripping on stuff. Because I don't know, maybe because of my upbringing, I've been around a lot of stuff from, the age of 13, 14,
Yeah, that's
15
what it
years
is.
old. So you rarely ever see me trip on anything, Jimmy. I'm just built like that. Now, if I see Godzilla walking down the road or something like that, then that's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
as long as I'm looking at him in the movies, it's cool.
Yeah.
But if I see the real one, you might see me surprised by something. So it always used to just throw me off when people trip on stuff like that. All the way up until today, it still freaks me out. Like, really, bro? Where your mind at, bro? Who cares? How does this person affect you?
Yeah.
And then again, it might have a lot to do with the way my mother raised me also. And I also had older siblings. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I look at my whole overall life, and I guess that's why nothing really, I don't know. It's hard for me to get excited about things.
Yeah.
I'll trip on things.
Yeah, I know you just seem to be the type of person, and you don't get exercise about horizontal issues.
No.
And that's what that stuff is. Gay, straight, transgender, blah blah blah.
Right.
Those are all horizontal issues.
Right.
So the issue I have with that is trying to compare that to being black. And that's
I got a problem with that too.
Yeah, that's an insult.
I got a problem with that too. But the powers that be do that on purpose.
And there's no correlation.
Matter of fact, the little guy that used to run the shows in Dayton, Ohio. Can't remember his name. He was like one of the first gay people to get married in the United States of America. And he had something to do with our wrestling shows when we used to go to Dayton, Ohio. I can't remember the guy's name. And I remember one time he was trying to explain being gay to me. Well, you know me, I'm just sitting there listening to him like, why are you telling me, brother? I ain't tripping. Go tell these guys.
Yeah.
If you dig what I'm saying. But I guess he felt like I'm the only black guy on the card tonight. Let me talk to him. Then again, I don't think my brother was on the card that night. It might have been when my brother was injured. But anyway, then again, I can't remember, but I remember talking to the guy by myself. Little bitty guy, about this tall, little bitty guy. And the guys used to, trip on this guy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, he's this, he's that, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like in the dressing room like, wow.
And he was a promoter?
He wasn't a promoter, but I think he worked with the promoter. I can't remember his name.
That was Jim Barnett's nephew.
He looked like he could have been, but anyway. He was a good dude, though, bro. He was a good dude. But I don't know why he felt as though I needed an edification on what he was. I'm like, why are you, this just what's going on in my mind. Well, why are you telling me this? But anyway, then he said, man, it's kind of like being black. That's what he said.
Right.
Oh, brother. Now the real Stevie Ray just came out.
Right.
Oh, no. I said, wait a minute, dog. Let me stop you right there. Well, you know me. You know I'm a historian. So I go off. You dig what I'm saying? I go off. I don't go off in a mean way. I go off in an educational way.
Yeah.
Because what you thinking is ass backwards right now.
Absolutely. But
I say because you can be a transparent person.
Right.
You can still walk in a room and nobody will know you're gay. You can still go get a bank loan and nobody knows you're gay. You can still go get a house loan and nobody knows you're gay. But when I walk in the bank or when I'm pulled over by the police, you know what I'm saying? So, and when people go out and make legislation like they've been doing since this country was incepted, you see what I'm saying? Then he was like, well, I'm sorry for saying that. I didn't look at it that way. Yeah,
there's no correlation, but I'm making light of it because I bet in your head, you watch a TV show and they play that the record scratching. What do you think?
But like I said, I didn't get mad. I didn't get mad, Jimmy. Yeah. I just got like it was offensive because I've heard people say that before, but I've never had anybody tell me to my face.
Yeah.
And somebody else probably would just shut up and say, let him talk, who cares? But I ain't built like that, bro.
And
I'm not built like that.
And they did the same thing to Genuine. You could look it up on YouTube. He was overseas.
Mm-hmm.
And he was on some show, and the guys dressed up as a woman. Good for you. And trying to explain to him that well, you wouldn't go out with a transgender. And Genuine said, no, I go out with women. That's what I would date, a woman.
Right.
And they said, well, no. See, you're practicing prejudice because you see, I'm serious.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah, look at me. I'm a woman, and the guy, dressed up as a woman, put his hand on Genuine's shoulder. What's wrong with you? And he said, well, it's just like being black. Don't you agree? He's like, no. And that's what I'm saying. No one gives a damn who the hell you are. Be who you be. Be who you is, as I say.
Right.
No, but don't try to make the correlation.
I'm like, be what you want to be, bro.
Yeah, don't try to make the correlation that it's the same.
But you got to get in where you fit in. Don't try to compare it to something else. You got to get in where you fit in.
Yeah.
And I'm down with that. Fight for yours.
Absolutely.
Because I'm going to fight for mine.
Yeah, I know you will.
No, I'm just saying fight for yours, bro.
Damn Skippy.
Because I'm going to fight for mine.
That's funny.
But I got to take care of mine before I respect yours, but I'm still trying to take care of mine.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Now my boy just said, Dale just said, did you guys watch the Fury fight? Yes, Dale, I watched the Fury fight. I seen Tyson Fury get beat up by an MMA guy. Yes. I seen Tyson Fury, big bald head. I know you're from Great Britain. I know he your man.
Big bald head.
I seen that big bald head and them love handles. Them love handles look like BMX bicycle handles. That's what them love handles look like. You remember that BMX bicycle? Yeah, you jumping up and down, you make that little ramp when we was kids. That's what them love handles look like. When Francis Ngannou slapped him on the top of his head and he went down. The punch looked like a slap. What? That joker went down, Jimmy. MMA guy. This wasn't Mayweather versus Conor McGregor.
Right.
You knew what was gonna happen in that fight. Conor McGregor come out there with his loud mouth. Yeah, you get to do this. And when I do this, I'm gonna knock me out. Yeah, you know how the Irish guys talk, you know what I'm saying? But and Tyson Fury, same thing. I think we're gonna knock him out in the 6th round. Yes, I will walk through him. I respect him. What? And Joker was looking like this as he's getting up. Yeah, I saw you, boy. I know you had him picked. Yeah, but they gave it to the Gypsy King.
Okay.
Because they got the big fight in December with Alexander Usyk, the other world champion.
So Tyson, they gave it to Tyson. You're saying he won the fight?
Tyson Fury won the fight.
Okay.
Even though Francis Ngannou, I actually had Francis Ngannou winning that fight. I really did. Tyson Fury didn't do enough to win that fight, but it wasn't for the belt. And it was, even though it was an official fight, and they gave it to him. But I'm going to tell you something. Like Real Cool just said, it was a split decision. It wasn't no split decision. Not if you got eyes. Them judges knew, hey, brother, we better do something because it was over in Saudi Arabia too. I'm trying to get back home.
Okay.
You know them Saudis, they'll lock your ass up in a... You know them Saudis will lock you up and you never see you again. Hey, wait a minute. I got to see who this is. Alpha just said, how's it going, Stevie? Before you jump on me, I know someone who knows how the scoring card goes to beat the champ. You got to convincingly win. And not, I agree with that, Alpha. I agree with that. You know, the house fighter, you got to take it from the house fighter. But they wasn't fighting for the belt. Fury won on jabs. Yeah, but Ngannou won on power punches. And he knocked him down. That's a 10-8 round. That's a 10-8 round. Seriously. At the end of the day, I understand exactly what you're talking about. I'm not going to jump on you. I'm a fight guy. You're not talking to some novice. You're talking to the real deal. But at the end of the day, if you go back and watch that fight and you give it round for round, and one round was a 10-8 round, that fight at the end of the day on anybody's card, I don't care if Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder watch it, that fight, even if you're going to take it from the man, shouldn't have been no less than a draw. No less. Now, do you agree with that? But at the end of the day, hey, man, get your paper, get your bag. I'm down with that. Because Usyk, when he got knocked down, Jimmy, they put the camera on Usyk. They put the camera on Usyk. He was looking like this.
They put the camera on it?
Usyk was like, man, what, that go my 50 mil? Jimmy, Jimmy, my 50 mil is on the ground, dog. Get up.
What is this, Stevie?
Jimmy, Usyk was like, somebody get his ass up. You fucking with my paper, baby. Get up. Yeah, 50 mil just almost went out the window, Jimmy. Oh, he was like, when that joker said by split decision, Usyk was like, ooh, Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
I'm over here in this Ukraine with these damn Russians running all over the place, dog. You got the Red Army all over the damn place, and now they're trying to take my paper. Usyk said, man, I'm gonna kill myself.
Oh, God. Yeah, and
I gotta go join the Ukrainian army, brother. Come on, if he don't get up.
Yeah.
Woo, boy, golly,
you
man.
making fun of it, but man, that shit like that happens overseas. You remember, I think it was 82, 83, Flair was over, I think some part of Puerto Rico someplace, and wrestling Jack Valente, and you know, Flair heard a gun go off. He pinned himself. Flair, he pinned himself. I gotta get out of here. Getting the belt back in the locker room or something.
Yeah.
He picked up, you know, people over there, they start riding and tearing the place up.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Oh man, I tell you,
hey man, unexpected things happen, brother. Sometimes
it really is the truth. It really is.
See, Ngannou, he tried to throw a monkey. He tried to throw a monkey wrench in the deal, Jimmy.
You're right over there, man.
Hey man, somebody better go pull him to the side.
Woo.
You know, like we say in wrestling, man. Somebody pull his coattail, baby. That's what we say in wrestling. Somebody go pull that sucker's coattail, man. You're gonna fuck it up for everybody, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Hey, what's wrong with you, man? I don't know how they do it in Africa.
Right.
You know, why you a refugee trying to get out of Cameroon, but over here, oh my goodness, man, shoot.
Well, Stevie, have you ever witnessed anybody in the locker room in your day pull a Jamie Foxx? I think Jamie was on Arsenio Hall or something. You know, that's when he was promoting on Any Given Sunday.
Okay.
And you know, so you're making moves by football. Some of those hits look pretty rough, and Jamie says, "Shit, man, this is a movie." He said, "If anybody hurt me, they going home."
Right.
So, have you ever had anybody in the locker room? You know, they get potatoed by accident, and
hey, you know, the potatoes come all the time. This is the thing about the potatoes in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Don't get the moniker of a person that gives potatoes.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. But you don't want to be one of those people that's looked at as giving them all the time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you got that label on you, nobody wants to work with you.
Yeah.
And if a person does work with you, they're working cautiously. And if a person is working with you cautiously, you'll never have the best match.
Right. Right. That's what I heard. If two people really don't like each other, it's just a shitty match. And but
now, Alpha Omega just said Vader was a potato thrower. I knew that. Well, he was with the right people.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something, Alpha. Everybody know their beans from their cornbread.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know where you're from, Alpha. And I don't know if you know what that comment means. But where I come from, everybody know their beans from their cornbread. And that's all I'm going to say on that. But figure it out. But anyway, Jimmy, what were you saying now?
And I think one of the funniest people was Stan Hansen. Guys were talking about him in the locker room. I didn't see your partner because he was nearsighted. I didn't see you.
Yeah, Stan wore glasses like this.
Right.
Goddamn thick, man.
Yeah, so he potatoed the shit out of people that close. I didn't see your partner.
Now, Stan was just one of them guys that worked what we call snug.
Oh, yeah.
So you just knew that when you went in the ring with him. Yeah. He works snug. That's just the way it works. And by the fact that he is very, very nearsighted, he has to work snug. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
He don't want to get too far away.
Right.
He wants you to stay close.
Ain't seeing
you know what I'm saying? So, but nobody really, Stan, that was him though. It wasn't malicious. It was just Stan Hansen.
Hey, look, and real quick, if you don't mind telling me, because I want to go to YouTube and look it up. I was watching Butch Reed and Ron Simmons versus Vader and Bigelow over in Japan. Oh man, what a fucking match! Can you offhand give some of the better matches you and your brother had over there?
Nope.
I can look them up.
Nope. I don't know who we work. I don't know who we work with.
Yeah.
I can't remember. The only Japanese name I know is the guys that worked at WCW.
Yeah.
And whenever we worked over there, we didn't work with the WCW guys, like Chono, and some of those other guys like that. I didn't even try to remember Japanese people, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't tried to. Yeah.
And
like I said, we didn't go over there enough to learn that. You know what I'm saying? Those guys went all the time.
Yeah.
So certain guys become regular to you, if you know what I'm saying. I remember more guys on my first tour than anybody, and that's only because I still have the program from the first tour when I went over there. So I read about them, but everybody else knows, you're working with Nakatashi and you're working with Samara. Okay, whatever.
Oh, whatever, yeah.
And I'm just trying to do the match and have the best match it possibly can, because, man, I ain't trying to remember none of this stuff.
What year was that first tour, Stevie?
92?
Okay. Yeah, I'll Google it. Gotta be a couple of matches on YouTube, man.
92?
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be. I don't even remember. That was for a small company.
Yeah.
I don't even know if any of it was being taped. I don't think it was. But I don't even remember, bro. To be honest.
Probably was. Yeah.
I don't even remember.
The way they presented it is so exciting over there. If you really want to see a good tag match for the IWGP titles, Vader and Bigelow versus the Steiner brothers.
Yeah, I saw that.
What an incredible fucking match, man. And all you gave the Japanese guy, Frankensteiner. But it was just, and the match was maybe 14 minutes. It's just incredible.
Right.
If I had to make somebody a wrestling fan, watch this match here and tell me you don't like professional wrestling, So,
oh, man. You don't see that no more, bro.
Oh, man.
You don't see that. That was super snug.
Yeah. But that's the way they do it over there.
Big move, all big moves.
Yeah.
All big moves.
Yeah, high impact.
But that's what they like. That's what they like in Japan, though.
Yeah.
That's what they like in Japan. They like the big moves.
Yeah, great Muda versus what's the kid that used to be over here? You had the feud with Flair and and Sting, Muda and Kabuki.
Yeah,
Muda versus Kabuki. I watched that last week on YouTube. Oh, what a
right.
shit. And Great Kabuki is what 5'7", if that. If he's in heels, he's maybe
if
5'7".
that.
But
if that.
Just that look and the way he moved in that ring, man.
Right.
Like, wow, man. So
Pyro Maximus just like Steve Ray, you have any Norman Smiley stories? No.
Norman Smiley.
Yeah, like I said, Pyro, I don't tell wrestling stories. I tell wrestling stories when Jimmy triggers my mind about something that we're talking about. This is not a shoot interview podcast. I don't do that. It's a waste of time. It's 50,000 people out there like that's doing that kind of stuff, telling old wrestling stories and shit like that. Man, I ain't got time to do that. I wreck my brain trying to remember bullshit about what people did on the road and all that kind of shit, man. Let them guys do that, man. My mind doesn't work like that. As far as Norman Smiley goes, other than me and Norman were really cool, but shit, even if I knew some stories about him, I probably forgot them.
Well, I think he was asking that story, Stevie, because Norman's career is sort of like Wahoo and Ernie Ladd.
Well, hey, baby, go talk to him about it.
But they both wrestled and played football. Didn't Norman Smiley play for the Houston Oilers? Was he the quarterback?
No, Norman Smiley from England.
He looked just like the quarterback from the Houston Oilers back in the
Yeah, he kind of looked like a big head Warren Moon.
They look like that. They look like they.
The only thing, like Norman. I remember first time I met. I give you a wrestling story, Jim. Hey. First time I met Norman Smiley. The first time I met him. Okay. He worked in Mexico a lot. I didn't even know the guy was from England at the time I met him. And me and my brother in the dressing room going over a match with two Mexican luchadors. Okay. And we're trying to get an interpreter, okay, to interpret their broken English with me and my brother's broken English, okay? So somebody said, hey, man, this guy speaks Spanish. They were talking about Norman Smiley. So he comes over there as we going over the match and what we want to do, and he just sitting there looking like this. So I look over at him, and I'm like, we going through this thing, trying to get through this language barrier. I look over at him, I said, look, dog, I thought you spoke Spanish. And he go, yeah, I do. I say, well, speak it then.
Right.
I'm talking about the whole dressing room start laughing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, the dude sitting there like a fucking statue. I didn't know who he was, I don't even know if I knew he was a wrestler. I'm really pissed off right now at him, And then he started, trying to interpret this, that, and the other. And to this day, this is no lie, Jimmy, to this day, every time he sees me, guess what he says? Hey, Steve, you remember that time I was supposed to have been interpreting for you? Look at me. I swear to God, every time we see each other, he brings that up. Remember that time? How can I forget it, man? You won't let me forget it, Yeah. So that was the first time I met Norman Smiley.
It was sort of like Rush Hour. Do you understand the words come out of my mouth?
That was Norman, man. Norman was always a cool dude, but no, man, I ain't got no stories about mine. Me and Norman never. You got to go ask the Mexican guys about Norman Smiley, man. I don't know anything about. Other than one time we were in England, back in his hometown. Well, I can't tell this story. I can tell it to you, Jimmy, off the air. I can't tell you this.
I can't tell this.
I can't tell you this one. This will put his business in the street. I can't put a man's business in the street. Yeah. But it's funny as hell, though. Well, man, let me see if I can. If it wasn't Norman and I didn't have respect for him, Jimmy, I would.
I want to get a later.
You get a good laugh out of this one, bro.
But you remember earlier the guy had asked who was the White Howard?
Right. That was the English guy.
Well, yeah. This kind of happened today are you familiar with the Dan Patrick Show?
Yeah.
Well, he does the show with the Danettes, the four guys that,
right.
help him produce the show. Anyway, so there's a black guy on there named Marvin. And Dan was saying, he said, hey, are we dressed up tomorrow for Halloween? And the guy said, yeah, probably not, so we're not going to do it Halloween tomorrow. So he said, Dan says he was always afraid to do that when he worked for the networks, because if a serious story broke out, you dressed up in a damn costume, right, and someone's stabbing somebody, a dignitary or whatever, So Marvin says, well, yeah, I guess if you're just like Harry Potter, you could take the the glasses off or whatever, and and do the story. But if you're dressed up as Donk the Clown, and then Dan went, and I love when this happens, when wrestling bleeds into society. Dan went, Donk the Clown? With a big question, like an obligatory Donk the Clown? Because he knows Ronald McDonald, he knows Charlie Brown. Donk the Clown? And you can see the eyebrows. And so Marvin said, well, yeah, that's a wrestler. It was so funny because he had no idea. Like, he's had Steve Austin on the show.
No idea.
He knows who Steve Austin is and Hogan, I'm sure, but just
but he don't know who Donk the Clown is.
I just love when that happens when you're, when something becomes esoteric, and you and two other people understand, but nobody else does, and you get the joke and they don't. So he had to explain to him who Donk the Clown was. It was like, oh my God, Like you brought up Jim Hart.
Byron Benrasky. Look at Tyson's face the next day and look at Francis. Oh, he's still talking about the fight. Yeah, Fran Nagano looked like he ready to go to the club. Tyson Fury looked like he's ready. Hey, baby, I'm ready to go to the club. Just like after a wrestling match, baby, I'm going to the club. What a club. That's where I'm going. And Tyson Fury looked like he's ready to go to the hospital. He had a cut on his head. How you get a cut right here in the middle of your head? He had a cut right here, Jimmy. And it wasn't a headbutt.
Yeah.
It wasn't a headbutt.
I don't know, man.
He didn't get a cut right here. Usually you get the skin on bone.
Yeah.
Well, how that big noggin of his, that big head of his, got a cut in the middle of his head? I ain't figured that one out yet. And it wasn't no knot. It was like somebody had a fingernail and scratched it. Like a black cat walked in front of him and scratched his ass on the head trying to pick up a cat. That's what it looked. That's what it looked like. You know how you ever been over somebody's house? Hey, little kitty, and them cats be mean as hell. Yeah. That's what it looked like, man. Like somebody scratched the shit out of his ass right on the head.
Hey, little kitty.
Hey, little kitty. I've had cats all my life since I was a little bitty boy. And some cats are playful. Yeah. And some cats, if you're not the owner, man, they hate you.
Yeah.
With a passion. You know what I'm saying? I ain't lying. Huh?
Yeah, they're very protective. Yeah.
Oh, man, it's weird. But I'm just saying, that scar on his head looked like a damn black cat, like he tried to pick up somebody's cat, and that cat swiped his ass, man. I was like, what the blood? I'm on the phone with my homeboy. I'm like, where the blood coming from? And my boy's like, it's a cut. I said, yeah, but where's the cut? So when he sit down in the corner, we seen the guy get the gimmick and start doing this. I was like, baby, he's cut in the middle of his head. I said, was it a headbutt? And my buddy was like, no, I don't think it was a headbutt. I said, because them African dudes, you know how they say about us back in the day, them Africans got hard cranium, you know what I'm saying, hard cranial region. So I thought he might have did like a Thunderbolt Patterson or something on him. Whoop!
From a Thunderbolt. And I thought they put Thunderbolt in the headlock. And with that perm, he will wiggle out. He will wiggle out that perm, the hair if you don't stand straight up looking like
it did, and then the other wrestler be like this.
Right. They're looking, yeah.
It did start telling the wealth.
See, that's what I always say, Stevie. You know who would have made a good wrestler?
Who's that?
Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton, you know, put the relaxer on him, Ram. Put the relaxer on him. The sleeper hold would be called a relaxer. You know?
Al could have had his gimmick where he brings some of the relaxer. He has some of the relaxer in his trunk and put it in your eyes.
Yeah. Put the sleeper hold would be called a relaxer. Put the relaxer on him, Al.
Oh my God, something in his eyes. My eyes are burning.
That's where the Freebirds got the cream from, man. They got it from
Oh my God, man.
You know that came from Ken Mantell versus Paul Orndorff in a hair versus hair match.
Oh, okay.
And Mantell lost the match. He used to wear the wrestling gear to cover
Right.
up, you know, and blah blah blah.
Right.
But that's where the Freebirds got the cream from. They got it from Ken Mantell, you know, like
okay.
So damn funny, man. But I wanted to ask you about, because we hadn't talked in a while, and last time we were kind of abbreviated, but I wanted to know your thoughts on the opening season of the NFL with Aaron Rodgers. I felt for the guy.
Hold on 1 second. Hey guys, if you're watching the show on my phone, you go to Facebook and you can go to the show and see me and Jimmy talking right now. So I'm getting ready to get out of here. So we're gonna see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Now, what were you saying, Jimmy?
I just fell for Aaron Rodgers when he had that injury because it reminded me of an episode of Arliss. Did you ever watch Arliss on HBO?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
The very first episode.
Remember he did some stuff with us. You remember that?
Oh yeah. But the very first episode of Arliss, they recruit this kid to play in the NBA. And when he goes to recruit the kid, he's out in the country, so he's eating, you know, peach cobbler and cornbread and mustard greens and blah blah blah. And the kid has all these crazy ass demands before he becomes a player.
I remember exactly the one you're talking about.
So they're literally, he wanted a certain number, and they're taking a jersey off the whiteboard, literally, you know, snatch it physically and give it to him. And he comes running. So he's got everything he's wanted. He's got the money, he's got the number. He comes running out onto the damn court, right? Slow motion. And Arliss is narrating the show, like, you know, the show's about. And the kid just collapsed to the ground. And it turns out his arteries clogged. He never even played one. And that's how I felt about Aaron Rodgers, because he's waving a flag, and
right.
The NFL Hard Knocks and all this kind of shit, and he my heart just went out for him, man. I really felt for him, you know. So.
I mean, it did for me, because I've always been a big Aaron Rodgers fan, man. I mean, I've always been a big Aaron Rodgers fan, and to see that happen to him, because he looks so happy, even on the Hard Knock series. On the Hard Knock series, he looks so happy to be out of Green Bay and around some culture, if you will. You know, and for that to happen to him like that, man, I was like, wow, that's tough. That's really tough, man. But you know, it is what it is, man. That's football, man. And matter of fact, the same thing just happened to Kirk Cousins yesterday.
Yeah,
but it happened and Kirk was balling this season, man. Kirk was on his way to another Pro Bowl, if not all pro.
But
that joker was balling this year.
Yeah, just heartbreaking, man. But who was that, Steve, that was goofing on you, asking you about your book? Who was that?
I can remember.
Yeah. It might have been the same person that sent me an email about Dale.
Why's that?
Jimmy, is you gonna be goofing on Stevie if his book ain't released soon like you do Dale? Sincerely, Dale's mom. Well, see, here's the thing. Stevie Ray has a story.
What are you saying, Jimmy?
Dale ain't got no story. So, but if enough time goes by, Stevie Ray will get that word too. So, hey man, good to be on tonight, man. Let's do it again.
Well, tomorrow, somebody was just asking me about a costume.
Yes.
Tomorrow night, I am supposed to have, you guys go look him up, a guy by the name of James H. Longmore. Longmore. He is supposed to be on the show tomorrow because he has written a litany of horror books. And by it being Halloween tomorrow night, I thought it would be kind of cool to have somebody to come on and talk about horror. That's what I like, horror. I grew up watching horror movies, and I still love them to this day. So, Mr. Longmore, Longmore, hopefully we get him on tomorrow, chop it up with him a little bit, see what he thinks about this Halloween thing and what he does, writing about horror stories.
All right.
So, hopefully, Jimmy, we can make that happen.
Okay.
Hopefully, we can make that happen, and it'll be a first.
Well, quickly, as we close out, can you give your favorite horror movie? And I'll give mine as we close out.
My favorite horror movie. My favorite horror movie of all time?
Yeah.
Probably Kurt Russell, 1982, The Thing.
Awesome.
Probably my favorite movie as far as horror goes in the modern era. Now, in the pre-modern era, let's say in like the 40s and 50s or something like that, any Frankenstein movie, any of them, Frankenstein meets the werewolf, you know, Frankenstein meets Abbott and Costello. I don't care. You know, or the Wolfman, Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Those kind of movies is what I came up on. I still love them to this day.
Wow. Awesome.
But modern day, probably The Thing, because up until The Thing, you hadn't seen a good, real horror movie in years. Not a real one. And John Carpenter made that movie, same guy that made Escape from New York.
Yes.
And I love how he put,
I got the poster right behind me, yeah.
Okay. And, you know, that movie, man, I went to the movies to see that because I was a big fan of the original Thing that was played by, what's his name, that played in Gunsmoke. That played Matt Dillon in Gunsmoke. He played in the original. I think that was 1950.
Arnett?
Yeah, James Arnett.
Okay.
1953, I think, 54, right in there. 56, I don't know, somewhere in there. And so that's what made me want to go see the remake. And the remake was 1,000 times better. Man, some of the verbiage in that movie, man. This is preposterous.
Damn.
I thought you feel that, Ray Gary. You were the only one who could have got to that blood. We'll do you last. Oh, boy, everybody, nobody trusts anybody.
Didn't see the movie, but it sounds like you got the dialogue down.
You know, you're a dead man, McGreedy, or whatever the hell you are.
Or whatever the hell you are. If they
oh my God.
If they make a remake of Escape from New York, would you be willing to play the Isaac Hayes role? Would you be awesome?
Yes.
Yeah. That's you. Yeah. That's you.
Me and Truck Turner.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Well, what a movie. What a movie. But closing out, yeah, my favorite, I pick Halloween because when Michael Myers, I'm sorry, he walks into the bedroom and she says, "You see anything you like?" That's the first time I had an erection. I was like, shut up. I think I see something I like, you know. Oh man, what a scene. And I've been a fan of that girl ever since. Shit. I think she played in
I love those movies, man. But like I said, I'm more a proponent of, I don't know, I guess that's my childhood. It's hard to get away from it, even though that was my childhood too.
Yeah.
Those movies, I don't know. Those movies were scary to me, but they didn't scare me like I do this shit. You know what I'm saying? They didn't jump, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But on
I'm
the
not
movie The
laughing.
Thing, that's the first time I jumped when something would happen and that thing would come out, like when the thing went from a dog to a monster. And I'm like, golly. Or stuff like that, man. It just like had me like, wow, man, I feel like a kid again, man. I guess that's why I feel that way.
I'm not laughing at you. Someone threw a dart at you. I thought was hilarious. That Stevie would play the Ox Baker part in the state. Stevie ain't playing no damn slag. Whoever
Hey,
that
man,
is.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man.
So Stephen ain't playing slag because Stevie gonna be
I'm,
just like Fred Williams. Fred Williams said, if I make a movie in the States, you can't kill me. And I get the girl if I want, and I win all my fights. That was his three when he made a movie. That's
right.
That was his 3 You can't kill me. I win all my fights, and I get the girl if I want. So Stevie ain't playing slag when he gets hit in the damn head.
Exactly.
And Steve ain't playing no Vin Raines part either. No,
y'all see me put a clip of one of my movies out there. Y'all saw that.
Yeah.
Y'all saw the fight scene that I choreographed. What y'all talking about?
You ain't playing slag. You ain't playing.
You know what I'm saying? Once they see my talent, Jimmy, once they see the talent, they got the best role for me. They're like, hey, let's rewrite it. Ray Dog's here. Yeah. Ray Dog's here.
Look.
Give me no trailer. I don't want to share no trailer with Jimmy Tibbs and 3 other guys. I don't need that.
Look, not tonight. But
you got 3 lines, man. He don't need no trailer.
You gotta tell me what happened between Ahmed Johnson and Jeff Jarrett. When Jeff Jarrett goes back to WWE, he's beating up Ahmed Johnson, and then he just stops selling. He just does the Bruiser Brody, he just stops selling. And he winds up he chases Jarrett to the back, and I think when he got in the back, Ahmed Johnson told him, "Nigga, my cousin's a sheriff in Florida." Stevie, I gotta go, man. You got tears.
Okay, dog. We get ready to get out of here, man. Everybody, tomorrow night, like I said, I got an interview. We was talking about horror movies, but we can really get down with them tomorrow night, man. So I want everybody to tune in tomorrow so we can really show the whole world for some real cause. Jimmy, guess what I'm gonna do tomorrow, man?
Break it down, man.
Jimmy, this is what I'm gonna do, man. Jimmy, I got to bring up my horror movies and see what the guy thinks about them. Yeah. What do you think?
Absolutely, man. Discuss Stephen King movies, all that shit, man. Get us
all right, brother.
Squeeze all you can out of them, man. Have a good show tomorrow, brother.
All right, brother.
Remember, be one.
Any parting words, Jimmy?
Be one, baby.
All right, dog. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. Cron, Richard Roundtree, baby. Shaft. The original Shaft. A movie I can see over and over and over again. Appreciate you bringing that up, bro. People Under the Stairs. Vin Rames. Yeah, man, I've seen that, bro. But hey, everybody, tomorrow night, don't be a stranger. Let everybody know. Become a subscriber on one of the outlets. I don't really care which one. YouTube, preferably. But at the end of the day, for my man Jimmy Tibbs, I'm Stevie Ray. This is the world's most dangerous podcast. And for everybody out there, be one. Peace.